I don't see it as, oh, finally. No, yeah. I'm pretty happy. I was very happy with LSD. I was very happy with Pyaar Ka Punchnama. I was very happy with Sonam Ki Ki Sweetie. I was very happy with Dream Girl. I was happy with my work. Then Chori did what it did. Ajeeb Dastan did what it did. You know, when we did one, we never knew we were going to do two. But it happened. After two, we didn't think we were going to do something like this again. But Sonu Ki Ki Sweetie happened. You never know what thought goes into the writers and directors and producers' minds on that franchise, and you might have something. Hopefully, let's see. And of course, none of us knew what is going to be in the flight. And I walked in and I look to my right and I'm like, ah, hi! He was just there. So we just bumped into each other, and that's all there is to it.
Okay. And I'm looking forward to meeting you next time and you confirming that yes, there is a film, because honestly, Tu Jhooti Main Makar has done that for the two of you.
So, well, let's see. Hopefully, I'm manifesting it equally.
Amazing.
I've never been fearful of what people are going to say and what people are going to judge, because honestly, it's their right to have an opinion. It's their right to say what they feel. It's their right to express whatever they feel, whether it's hurt, whether it's pride, whether it's disappointment, whether it's praises. Now, when I get a script, when I'm reading it, it says there's a male protagonist, but I have makers telling me, we can change it and make it a girl story. And I just smile, with
Lovely.
pride.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think you could say this a few years back, could you?
Hello everyone, I'm Rashita Sahni and you're watching me on Bollywood Bubble. Now, if there's one actress who has proven her skills, her craft, her talent, one film after the other, then it has to be Nushrratt Bharuccha. Because when it's her, वो अकेली ही काफी है. Hi Nushrratt, how have you been?
Hi, I'm very good, darling.
You know, as I mentioned in my intro itself, it's very rare to see actors come forward and take the entire responsibility of a film on their shoulders. You know, the film's name is Akelli.
Yeah.
And we see how you're fighting, for yourself, coming from an ordinary background and doing the unimaginable. How challenging was it for you to sort of take this film on your shoulders alone?
I think, everybody asks me how challenging it is. But this one I took on as a responsibility. This story, this film, what has happened then in 2014 in Iraq to all the people there, especially the women, I think they had the most brutal setback of anything that can be. And it's not something that they did, that happened to them one day.
Yeah.
Or one night. It's something that they had to go through for years, where they didn't even realize that the reason they were being caught and the reason that they were being detained was eventually to be sold as sex slaves. And that idea and that thought just scares you, that your every moment, that's all you're going to be treated as, and going to be raped for days and days and days. It's just is. So, I mean, it just I think all of us as a team, this choice of doing a story like this in a film was very sensitive, was very responsible. And we just wanted to say that story. I think it was something that was in our gut that we had to say it. So, we made Akelli.
Even while talking about it, how softly we are speaking, because it is a sensitive topic and you feel that thing in your gut that, oh God, it happened to someone in reality. When you're playing this part, does it take an emotional toll as an actor? Because I'm sure it would have been very difficult.
A huge emotional toll. Honestly, if you think of it that, acha, she had to do 3 scenes in which it's that traumatic. But when it happens to someone, say it happened to someone today, her tomorrow is not a normal day, na?
Of course.
The trauma carries with her every day. So as me playing Jyoti, I could not have that trauma. I could not carry it.
Of course.
So even in moments where you know that, she has other things that she can do, she's just so traumatized that she's not able to do certain things. Or that trauma makes her get up and throw something at someone. Whatever her action is. And especially in this film, and the reason we've put the tagline as survival is a battle is because dealing with all that trauma, the one thing that she kept alive was her spirit of fighting just to survive,
Yeah.
not to fight back. It's not to suddenly not to give it back to the oppressor. It's to basically say, I want to get away from
Yeah.
this. I want to live another day. I want to survive this. Her fight is just to survive. So when I'm playing a character like that, I can't just do one scene in isolation where it's difficult. The whole 30 days is difficult. Yeah. The whole shoot is difficult. It just, I have to think of everything that happened to her every day. So yeah.
You know, when a film like this comes out, the trailer, the teaser release, firstly, people today are very quick to pass judgments, too quick to judge a story based on a like 3 minute trailer, which is sad. I remember when Bawal released recently, and it was also a sort of a cross culture film where they did talk about World War II in their mannerisms.
Holocaust, yes, yes.
It was not only based on that. People had suddenly an issue with that also. You know, there were complaints filed, there were people on Twitter opposing it. When you cross cultures, I often see people get offended. Was at the back of your head ever that risk, that fear in your mind?
No, yeah. I've never been fearful of what people are going to say and what people are going to judge because honestly, it's their right to have an opinion. It's their right to say what they feel. It's their right to express whatever they feel, whether it's hurt, whether it's pride, whether it's disappointment, whether it's praises.
Yeah.
If today I make a creative of all the good things said about my film, and I'm taking that in my stride and being motivated by it, then I equally want to know who said something wrong. They have an equal right to express what they didn't like. But just like they have that right, we also have a right of choosing to do a film like this, of choosing to enact it, of choosing to tell this story. That's the power of being in a creative field. And that is the power of being in a democratic country. If you have freedom of speech, so do we. So this is our speech. I'm not curbing yours. Don't curb mine.
Amazing. But Nushrratt, has this been a conscious choice? Because I have seen you, as I mentioned before, also the graph has just gone up. Because to carry a film, like I remember when Janhit mein Jari released, it opened several eyes. It was the topic of
Yeah.
discussion. I remember going out of my college and asking people about the entire thing, that was, you know, the social message that the film was giving. And so many people were actually thanking the makers, you, for getting something like that. When you do a film, all, you know, all by yourself, and there is like no other name attached to it, no big names attached to it, uh, how much struggle and how much time it has taken? Do you think now finally the due is being served to you?
I don't know. I don't know if the due is being served to me because honestly, I don't know what was due. I'm very glad to be an actor. I'm very glad to be in films. I'm very glad to be able to tell stories. I'm very glad that the whole trend, or I mean, maybe not trend, maybe the likability towards female-centric characters and stories has changed over the past few years, where people want to watch these stories more. Makers want to make it. Writers want to write it. First, there was always a male story and a male hero and a male actor. Now, when I get a script, when I'm reading it, it says there's a male protagonist, but I have makers telling me we can change it and make it a girl story. And I just smile, with
Lovely.
pride. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't think you could say this a few years back, could you?
No.
But they say it now. It makes me feel happy, not just for me, for every female actor there is. The fact that we can now tell stories from a girl's point of
Yeah.
view is just so empowering, and it opens up so much more for us to do. That's where I leave it. I don't see it as, oh, finally. No, yeah. I'm pretty happy. I was very happy with LSD. I was very happy with Pyaar Ka Punchnama. I was very happy with Sonu Ki Sweetie. I was very happy with Dream Girl. I was happy with my work. Then Chori did what it did. Ajeeb Dastan did what it did. Of course, I've had films that didn't work. People didn't like them, but accepting that in equal measure. So I'm happy that I'm here and I'm doing this job.
Amazing. But how do you measure the success or the failure of your films? Is it like solely based on the audience reaction or the box office numbers or what the critics have to say?
You know, the box office numbers is a practical condition, I think, for an industry to survive on, which you can't take away from.
Yeah.
No producer will make a film to not earn money. No actor will go on set to say, I don't want to do it for the money. Um, some people earn a decent bread and butter and living from what they do. And it's not even about an actor. If you look at a technician or your light, your grip, your foley, whoever is handling whichever department, they don't come to not earn a living. That's the point, right? So similarly, a film cannot be made to say कि पैसे नहीं कमाने हैं इसमें, वो point नहीं होता. But सिर्फ बॉक्स ऑफिस से उसकी पूरी क्रेडिबिलिटी नीचे या ऊपर जाए वो भी ज़रूरी नहीं है. What is the meaning of a box office success? It means so many people in large numbers came to watch a film. Only after they watch it can they tell you whether they liked it or not. So मेरे को ये टेक्निकलिटी नहीं समझ आती कि अगर एक फिल्म, अच्छी फिल्म का बॉक्स ऑफिस कलेक्शन बहुत कम है, उसका मतलब क्या है कि लोग आए नहीं हैं. अब अगर लोग आए नहीं हैं देखने तो उनको कैसे पता है फिल्म अच्छी या बुरी, कैसे जज कर दिया. आई एम नॉट, माई प्रॉब्लम इज विद द जजमेंट अटैच्ड टू अ box office success or failure. I'm saying whatever is the film, let the film speak for itself. If it didn't do well at the box office, let the critics tell you what they think of it. If the critics also have not liked it, but the audiences really appreciate it, let the audiences tell you what they think of the film. That's the way I look at it. I don't think a film can't just be judged on one of these things. That's my take on it.
You know, but I think you are one of the very few actors who have actually broken that era of being typecast, because I remember when Pyaar Ka Punchnama and Sonu Ki T2 happened, a lot of people were only looking you like that, you know, like a very pretty face who can act, who can come and who can make our film look lovely. You broke it, and how? Like literally, you. I always tell this, that if there's one short film in Ajeeb Dastaans that literally made me feel so many things, it has to be Khilona, and how beautifully you played your part. No one would have thought. We have discussed this before also. Breaking that notion. And now you're free. Now I say you are one of the versatile actresses we have today, because we spoke. You did Chhatrapati, a very massy film. Now I see you are doing Akelli, and I'm sure there are many more to come. It has taken you time, but how did you manage to successfully do it finally?
I don't know. You give me goosebumps, Dave. I don't know. I think very early on in my career or my path as an actor, somebody very close to me always said, he said, never forget the reason why you are here. Whatever your reason is. For me, my reason was the passion of it, the madness of it, and the joy of it drives me. When I do a good take and I do a good shot, there is nobody happier than me. I'll do a little dance on set when I feel like I did a good shot.
Good shot, yeah.
That's the reason I'm here. And that's hopefully should be the only reason I'm here, till I'm here. When you get strength from that kind of purity of emotion, then you can do it, yeah. Then I think the whole universe kind of just aligns itself for you to be able to be there. If you think of it, a living example of that is this film. It's a new director, it's a new producers. You read this and you'll not know too many people in the list of credits there. But there was an actor who chose to work with them on pure vision, on a pure emotion of wanting to do this right and wanting to make a team that truly tells a film for the passion of telling a film, for not anything else. And I'm very proud of this film. I'm very proud of the whole team, and I'm very proud of it.
I'm sure a lot of people are proud of you, including me, because it feels, you know, when someone does well in your industry, it feels like a personal achievement as well, especially when we had to and continuously have to break through the so-called gender barriers. It does feel like a personal achievement. So congratulations on that. But you know, Nushrratt, you have been a part of big hero projects, masala commercial films. Some have done great, some haven't. You have also headlined a female-driven content high films. What is the major difference that you see between these two boxes?
देखो काम तो दोनों पे करना पड़ता है. There's मेहनत on both. There's less responsibility when it comes to when you're not the lead protagonist of the film, because there you're lending to another character's story. Here you're telling the whole story. So you have a lot of responsibility to make sure that the whole story and the whole set is going in the right direction. Over there are other people handling things, there are other things that are happening, and there you have to just play that part of the whole machinery, of doing your job right, of making sure you're there on time, making sure you're doing your lines right, making sure you're technically sound, making sure you're not causing any delay of any kind on that set and that film, and you're giving your best, and you're going home happy. I think that's primarily the only major difference. Otherwise, it's being in the same film family, doing the same shooting, going on set, being the same happy person, enjoying the shots you're giving. If you have a good relationship with everybody working there, then it's a blast.
Yeah.
Because especially for me, every film that I've done, touch wood, I've had a really good set of people around where I've enjoyed working with them, which is why you see my filmography, I've gone back and worked with the same people again. And they've come back to work with me. So it tells you it's a two-way street of having a good creative sort of process.
But will we see another Pyaar Ka Punchnama very soon?
I hope so. I hope so. When we did 1, we never knew we were going to do 2, but it happened. After 2, we didn't think we were going to do something like this again, but Sonu Ki Tobi Sweetie happened. So I feel like you never know what thought goes into the writers and directors and producers' minds on that franchise, and you might have something. Hopefully, let's see.
Lovely. Now, recently, of course, there was this news which made me very happy because last time we manifested it together and you were then spotted with Ranbir, and I saw that video. I was like, okay, in Delhi with Ranbir, are they shooting? What is happening on that front?
No.
Please tell us you have already signed the film.
No, Baba. I was going to Delhi for an award function. He was going for the fashion show. And we happened to be on the same flight. It was luck by chance, like really. And the funny thing is that was not going to be my flight.
Oh.
I was supposed to be on the 2:40 flight, and this was a 12:50 flight. My team booked the wrong flight. And they didn't tell me. I thought I'm on the 2:40 flight, and they booked me on the 12:50 flight, and they forgot to tell me. It was my security person who came to my house and said, "Why aren't we leaving? We'll miss the flight. Why isn't she ready?" So my mom has woken me up and said, "Listen, they've booked you on an earlier flight." And I said, "Why would they do that?" So I don't know what miscommunication happened, and I was on another flight than the flight I had picked that I wanted to be on. And of course, none of us knew what is going to be in the flight. And I walked in and I look to my right and I'm like, hi. He was just there. So we just bumped into each other, and that's all there is to it.
Okay. And I'm looking forward to meeting you next time and you confirming that yes, there is a film, because honestly, Tu Jhooti Main Makar has done that for the two of you. They have literally people, not only the two of you, for Shraddha and Karthik also, that the little cameos have stayed with people, which is an excellent thing.
So well, let's see. Hopefully, I'm manifesting it equally.
Amazing. But Nushrratt, before I go, I have to congratulate you on Akelli and every other achievement, big or small, that you have achieved all by yourself. Thank you so much for this conversation.
Hi, I'm Nushrratt Bharuccha, and you're watching me on Bollywood Bubble.